set in with the other servants. When we are trying to fit in or trying to blend in, whenever we try to blend into the world, whatever we try to fit into the world, we are backslidden. We are in the world, but we should not be part of the world. We haven't affected the world because the world hasn't affected us. We haven't influenced the world because the world has influenced us. There should be something different about us. Being set apart, being separated, having the mind of Christ. All things pass away, all things become new. We was once of the world, but we're no longer of the world. And if we allow the little things to creep in, you don't backslide overnight. It just happens gradually. We allow little things to creep in. Number 6 is standing in the gateway. Matthew 26:71. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him and said unto them that they were there, the fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. Peter was halfway in and halfway out. In other words, he was straddling the fence. Have you ever heard your parents or anyone say to you, as you stood in the doorway, either get in or get out? That is the way a lot of people are. They want to follow God, but they also want to do what they want to do. And we can't do that tonight. We can't do things our own way, but it has to be God's way. It has to be God's timing. Everything don't happen just right when we snap our fingers. But sometimes we have to wait upon the Lord. Then he began, verse 7, or part 7. Then he begins to curse and to swear. Matthew 26:74. Then he began to curse and swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. He continued his backsliding ways, which had led him into a complete denial that he had even known Jesus. That's what happens to a person who stays backslidden. You cannot even see any evidence that they have ever known the Lord or even followed him. One minute he is sitting with the Lord, and within a few short hours he's denying that he ever even knew the Lord. You see how slippery it is, how quickly you go down when you're backslidden. But it don't have to be that way. There were 12 disciples who let Jesus down, who fled, who ran, who deserted him. But only one was not forgiven. Not because Jesus denied it, but because maybe Judas thought he had gone too far away from God. You can always get too far away from God, but you can never get too close to God. He thought he got too far away from God for God to ever forgive him. There is no hopeless causes tonight. We can all be saved. We can all be forgiven, but we've got to want to. Maybe that's the way you are today. You think you have done way too many bad things in your life. Think you have backslidden too far. But I have good news for you today. Jesus will come to you just as he did for Peter and Thomas and the rest of the disciples. They wanted a change. There was only one disciple that didn't get forgiveness out of the 12. Think of Saul who became Paul. What all did he do in his life? Did he not persecute Christians? Did he not kill Christians? Did he not do all these ungodly things? But guess what? God forgave him. And God turned his life around. And God can turn your life around today too, because you've not gone too far yet that God can't reach you. And God's still got a plan and a purpose for your life. But you've got to realize it.